Let's find out by doing something that people like Zakir Naik don't want their listeners to do ever.
Well, you're welcome. May God richly bless you, beloved. I know for sure you always get onto YouTube and you try to search channels where you would get access to teachings like this. Or we get to me. Well, we react on famous people within the system in regards to teaching about Islam. And yes, we present reasonable polemics against authentic historic Islam. And I always tell you that we do not do that without letting you know that Jesus Christ indeed descended purposely for the redemption of man. Or we get to me, he actually gave us a precept via which we can be able to secure or obtain salvation. Well, we are continuing from where we ended. But we are taking the latter part of the first section after a quick break, and surely David Wood is going to proceed to tell us what actually Dr. Zakir Naik don't want his listeners to do, or yes, whatever he doesn't want his listeners to know about whenever he cites biblical passage or verse. Well, quick break and we are returning. You're welcome back, beloved. Quickly, shall we watch the latter part of the first section and we proceed with that of today.
Let's find out by doing something that people like Zakir Naik don't want their listeners to do ever.
Good. So Dr. David Wood actually said we are going to find out by doing something that people like Zakir Naik don't want their listeners to do ever. And what is it, David Wood?
We're going to read the passage.
Okay, I think that's better. That's better. That's exactly what I was thinking, because he said that John 5 verse number 30 actually stipulates that Jesus Christ said he was a mere human being and he could of himself, his own self, do nothing. And that belittles him, that makes him inferior to God, that make him lower, and that make him mere human being. Nice one. So I think reading the text within context, are we actually going to find out what actually Jesus Christ meant over there? Okay, what next?
I'll just summarize the first 15 verses of the chapter. Jesus heals a man on the Sabbath.
Okay, do it. Do the summary. We are listening.
And this upsets the Jewish leaders.
Okay, very true. Very true. It did upset them. What next?
They regard miraculously healing someone as work.
Yes, okay, that's exactly what they thought. Miraculously healing someone was a work on the Sabbath day. Okay, what next?
And you're not allowed to work on the Sabbath.
Okay, very true. If that is work, and Jesus actually did that miraculous stuffs over there, it really means that he worked, and he needed not to do that. Okay, what next?
We'll pick up the story in verse 16 of the chapter Zakir Naik quotes to show that Jesus is just a helpless human being.
Okay, that would be great. That would be great. David Wood is very good, you see. So, okay, let's take it from there, as you said.
And this was why the Jews were persecuting Jesus, because he was doing these things on the Sabbath.
Oh, really? This is the reason the Jews were persecuting Jesus, because he was doing these things on the Sabbath day, and they saw that he had no regards for to the Sabbath. Okay, I got it. What next?
But Jesus answered them.
Well, so I can't wait to hear the answer. Okay, what did Jesus say?
My Father is working until now, and I am working.
Wow! This is a bold statement. Jesus is comparing himself with God. He says, my Father is working until now, and I am working. What did Jesus mean over here? Let's take that part again. David, what did you say?
My Father is working until now, and I am working.
Wow. This is a statement no man can make. How can I ever say that God is working You see, so it would be somewhat like I'm in Ghana right now, and maybe my president tells me that, Stephen, you need not to work today. Okay, workers are not supposed to go to work today. No preacher is supposed to be on the media today. No one is supposed to go here or go there or do that. You get that? And I will be like, hey, Mr. President of Ghana, I am not going to stop working today because my Father, God, is working and I am working. So am I not comparing myself with God? Yes. If God is working, then I'm working because I am God myself. You get that? So human beings are supposed to put a stop to the working activities and all that. But me being God, why do you have to tell me I should stop working? So Jesus Christ said, my Father is working until now, and I am working. Well, what next?
Uh-oh. You see, Jews weren't allowed to work on the Sabbath.
Okay. The Bible says the Jews weren't allowed to work on the Sabbath. And Jesus was a Jew. Is that not it? Yes, Jesus was a Jew. He was born a Jew physically. You get that? He was physically born a Jew from the line of David. And if the Jews were not supposed to be working on the Sabbath, yes, he had been taught that. He knew that already. But he told them he wasn't going to stop working because his Father still works and he works as well. What does this really imply? What does this really imply? Does it mean Jesus is God? Or it doesn't mean Jesus is God? What interpretation do you give to this statement Jesus Christ made over there? Well, that's going to be revealed to you, and surely you're going to get to know for sure that Jesus Christ is God in the next section. So watch out for part 3. Watch out for the third section, and in that you actually go in and ascertain for sure that Jesus Christ made a statement over here which no human being can ever make. Okay, so what Dr. Zakir Naik is saying over here is out of context. I'll be getting taking it out of context, reading the Bible just like how Dr. Zakir Naik reads the Bible, just like how Islamic gurus read the Bible. Yes, you will understand it that way. Fancy how Zakir Naik is explaining the biblical verse over there. But if you really study the Bible very well, applying biblical hermeneutics, exegesis, and all that, yes, you will get to know for sure that you are not studying the Bible with a filled slate, but rather a clean slate, and that one you are actually going to ascertain the realness of Jesus being a true deity or God. I'll be get with me. Well, we ended up here. We are actually going to ascertain in the third section who Jesus really was in these same verses of the Bible that Zakir Naik was downplaying. Okay, we ended up here. May God richly bless you. Make sure to help with your subscriptions, help with your likes, drop your comments under the comment section. Make sure to help in sharing this program to your loved ones. Tag everybody for us. May God bless you. Shall we meet up here once again some other time? Bye-bye.